The most successful portfolio I've done. Look how many pages. So the first page, I'm not going to show this to you per se.
Right.
I'm going to show you some things because this person is an actor. He's just coming off tour right now.
Has some notoriety.
He has some notoriety. But I met him. He was a high school actor, and I said, let me help you with your transcript. And he ended up coming to our program the first year of our program.
Yep.
And graduated.
Did American history with us.
He was a COVID graduate.
He was.
So the first page is his cover page. The second page is his resume.
Yep.
The third page and fourth page are his transcript. But I added a column.
Go ahead, Nathan.
I added a column on the side of his transcript so I could put the page number. And I used his transcript as not just a transcript, but as a table of contents for the rest of the packet. So that was smart of me, right? Now here's the thing. This dude was unschooled.
Yes.
In middle school, he had done some, what is that program? Classical Conversations.
Mm-hmm.
And in senior year, he had done some classes with us.
Right.
That is all.
That's it.
9th, 10th, 11th grade, he was just out there living his life being a free child.
Now, but understand that what living his life
His
being
mother
a
was a
free
genius.
child meant
Mm-hmm.
is he had this borderline fanatical interest in theater.
Mm-hmm.
And he started writing about theater.
Mm-hmm.
And then he convinced
His mother got him
a couple of websites that do theater reviews to get him press credentials. And he started going to conventions and shows and things like that, writing reviews for websites, getting paid to do it, going and interviewing people at conventions. And he was adorable, so of course people would interview with him. And it culminated actually when he took a week off of coming to classes with us to go to New York and give a TED Talk. So
if your kid calls and says, I have to do a TED Talk, I'll be like, next week. Deuces.
Share the link with us when you get it done.
Right. And so senior year was me saying, let me see what you've done and what you haven't done. And then going, oh no.
So you actually do need some math.
We have to do some things. So I forced him through geometry, Khan Academy, personal finance,
Yep.
Khan Academy.
He did American history with us.
He did American History 2 with us, which is unusual. That's what we called it because he had done, I think, American History with Classical Conversations.
Got
Then also got a language arts credit for that.
Yep.
So that was his only formal high school year.
Yeah.
So 1, 2, 3, 4.5 credits academically senior year, and then 4 credits artistically senior year. Got a credit for working with his song coach, a credit for a classical acting through song, a credit for tap, jazz, musical theater, dance, and credit for jazz, ballet, modern.
Yep.
So the first thing I did was I wrote an introduction of who he was and how unusual who he was, what his personality was like. Gave an overall of the different ways he was educated. So he did some Konos Academy. He did some of our program, Hazelwood Prep, and he did some Orbit Arts, which is an arts conservatory.
Right.
And so I mentioned, you talked about him, who he was, and where he was educated.
And also understand that this student knew that he was bound for a conservatory. So that was auditioning.
Well, that's not what his mother and I thought. We thought he was going direct to stage.
That was so.
But someone came into his arts program and told him he needed to go to a conservatory.
Right.
Yeah.
And if he was going to college, he was going to a conservatory.
Which is why we had to pivot and do all that last year because he thought he was headed to stage.
Right.
And then just like your son did, he came to college. And I was like, ooh, we need to do 3, 4, 5 things.
Because that's what these kids will do.
Okay. So we've talked about this kid as an example for English grammar. Put him through, he had done Easy Grammar Plus workbook at some point.
He also had done it with Konos.
Okay. And his, everything he read that year. So that's one class. Writing was a year-long project. technically 8th grade, but it counts. And he wrote a book. Is his face not on the book? Anyway, because my printer was bad. He wrote a little book, A Gentleman's Guide to High School, which he never technically attended.
That's so glorious.
Arts. So he was a Shakespeare maniac. So language arts, 131 hours. We were really pinned down with him. You know, how much time was here, how much time was there. And the best way for everything we did was we put hours on everything.
Yep.
He's unschooled, so I've got to do my best to show. Like English grammar was 180 hours. Writing, his year-long project was 120 hours. Language arts, lit Shakespeare was 131 hours. And we did a little summary, Shakespeare on Stage, volumes 1 and 2, Hamlet, Macbeth, King Lear, RSC Shakespeare Live. So we included shows he acted in, he read, how long he spent reading them. Like, I went to the wall with this. I didn't lie about anything.
Right.
And that's the point.
Right.
They're looking for transparency. So 131 hours between watching, reading, and acting.
Right.
Continues.
Yeah, we didn't quite get there on what was the...
And then at the bottom, what do we have here?
Writing sample. That
From?
was published online, which was paid content that he wrote for a website that he worked for.
And with the link,
Link back to prove it.
right? Okay. Next language arts was fiction, everything he read, how much time he spent reading.
Yep. And then another writing sample from another website that he was paid to write with a link back to it.
Right. Public speaking communications,
That ends with the TED Talk.
whatever.
Thank
And
you.
here are his slides from his TED Talk.
Yep.
Sorry, this is hysterical.
Right.
Journalism web content. I wonder where that came from. Paid work. With a writing sample. He did an interview for Sweeney Todd. Oh, what is this? He did a paper on,
Published article.
it was on sidekicks that steal the show and save the day. So Donkey from Shrek and King Kong, Mrs. Lovett from Sweeney Todd.
Right.
Like, he was having fun, but he was being brilliant.
But he was being
Journalism, 2 interviews, Broadway Con, and then celebrity interviews. 1, 2,
Yep.
3, 4.
Yeah.
Celebrity interviews, and the
Link.
to his interview with Kenny Leon.
Well, there you go.
On a stage door with David Jones. Another written article that I literally just Googled this child and put together his language arts. Goodness, I'm still impressed.
Right. Had an impressive education.
That's interesting. This article,
The
so
second one.
two writing samples. This one article was called 6 Facts About Colorblind Casting and why it doesn't work the other way around. Nice. So he wasn't just doing cute shiny things. Everything he did had depth and meaning on a page. World Geography, actually a course he had finished. Oh, it wasn't classical communications, it was comms.
Right.
Yes. I have American History 1. So that's why, because he only spent 80 hours on that.
So he
that's
needed
why we did it again.
at least another half credit.
Well, he did a half credit of American history, and then he did a half credit of American government.
Right.
And then he did a half credit of global economics.
Right.
And so I guess we added those up and added
We
hours
needed
to it.
A little bit more.
Pre-algebra, Matthew C. And they made him do biology and personal finance.
And
Geometry.
Yeah.
I think he had done halfway through geometry with Matthew C. when I got to him.
Got it.
Yeah, life biology. Okay. Sister loved science museums. They never did any real formal science, but they spent a lot of hours in history museums. Science museums. And the person who taught me to do portfolios, their whole oldest child's portfolio was time spent in history museums. So I had a template.
Right.
So exhibit, 2 visits, 12 hours.
That is
Me and my kids spent a
entire-
week there. It took a week, but we felt like we knew everything in the textbook by the time we were done.
Right.
Mega Bugs exhibit, 2 visits, 12 hours. Stone Mountain Dinosaur exhibit, 6 hours. Mammoth IMAX movie at Fernbank, 1 hour. Look, we was getting all the hours in, right? Fernbank Dinosaurs exhibits, 2 visits, 12 hours. Zoo Atlanta Night Track, 2 visits, 10 hours. Tennessee Aquarium overnight stay, 9 hours. Fernback Live Animal exhibit, 4 hours. Blackfish on Netflix, 2 hours. Fernbank Online Resources, 60 hours on site. So then we have the resources where he got
Right.
the
He did
work. And then 60 hours on site, 60 hours of study lab work.
Yeah.
You don't always have to count hours, but for
But when
creative
it's
kids,
not
it helps.
traditional.
Yeah,
When
count
it's
the
not,
hours.
not only does the counting hours help clarify things,
Mm-hmm.
but you also know that you're being fully transparent.
Yeah.
Like you said, we're constructing,
Only one college kickback.
yeah,
One. And a random little college in New York State. New York's from New York, over here. Yeah. Physical science, same. Planetarium hours, space exploration at Fernbank, 6 hours. Fernbank rock scavenger hunt. So he went there repeatedly, 2 hours. Stone Mountain Railroad, 4 hours. Titanic at Serembe performance. That was a crazy performance.
sorry, that's local drama.
Yeah, 6 hours.
Um,
Sonic Sensation exhibit, 4 hours. Bank, Georgia Geological, 6
so
hours.
also to that theatrical production, he went to a night where they were kind of doing a talk back and explained the mechanics.
Oh
of
no,
how they,
there's a paper.
yeah,
There's a paper to go with that.
like he did a backstage tour
I
of
think
the
it's in
deal
here.
that
I'm pretty sure the
explained
paper's in
how
here.
everything worked.
Yeah. Fernbeck weather exhibit. So 58 hours at exhibits, 58 hours, 20 hours Fernbeck natural science exploration, 138 hours, right? Arts theater appreciation. So we did all the other things and separated them out. We still had all this theater stuff
I was
left.
gonna say you only got 66 hours from that.
No, this is after the stuff that we
Oh, okay.
formalized. This is the leftover.
Got it.
And so now we're ranking our credits.
Right.
So a half credit of arts appreciation. These are all the plays that he read.
Or
And
went
then
to
the
see.
review of Hair at Serenbe.
I'm sure that was wild.
Hair is a night of theater you'll never forget.
Yep.
Oh, she's covered. Okay, so but okay, got it. Okay, then Latin 1 and 2, Konos, speech drama, art and music appreciation.
Filmmaking.
Yep, and so this is the printer was garbage, but if you're in an outside program and you can get them to give you a 1-pager of what you did in that program, that's amazing. So things like this are really helpful. Student performances, oh my word. To this island in the house, ragtime, little Abner, blah, 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 blah. Oh, I can't stand him.
He really is one of my
Wizard
favorite
of
humans.
Oz, additional documentary consumption.
Just random things that he watched.
So yeah,
That didn't fit somewhere
and
else.
I'm trying to exaggerate because I forget the number. It's been a long time. I know he got into at least 24 theater conservatories, understanding that theater conservatories generally only take about 10 each year.
Yeah.
So he got into them all.
Someone.
He did not get into that one in New York that kicked back.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, so.
Okay, so that's what it's like. So hopefully this is much longer video than what you're used to from the rest of this course. But what this should do is give you some points of reference as you start building your own. Because every homeschool portfolio is going to be different.
Yes.
And everyone should be designed to showcase the best features of the student whose portfolio it is.
Here.